Alright everybody, welcome back to the channel. I was actually starting that video faster than I was ready to react. Okay, so this one was an interesting day that I had today. So I did talk to the owner of Arcane Conquest, that was based on an older video that I made, and we resolved basically everything that we had to talk about. I'm not gonna go deep into that because that is kind of more of a private matter situation. But right after, I'm not gonna say that I influenced it. I'm not gonna say that, but right after this was dropped, like literally, there's an Arcane Conquest update plan, which I think is a very nice idea. It's a good idea, and the stuff that we're reading here is also very interesting. It's really cool to keep the community updated and such. There's one last thing that I want to mention, is that in my latest video, I kind of should have said that the staff has no one to blame. Like the staff didn't do anything wrong. You know, there was a few misunderstandings that happened, and that's basically all I'm going to say about it. Staff is actually really cool, and they actually do care. So, yeah, if you really want to get into, or if you have an issue, go on their Discord server, go and ask them. They are there to help out. And let's talk about this update plan. I'm gonna get rid of that Arcane Conquest thingy-me-bob here for a second so we can read the whole thing. Arcane Conquest update plan, and it looks interesting. We're gonna start off with a Valentine's event, which is very suiting because, you know, on Friday we have Valentine's Day, and you know, for me personally, it's just a day that people have created, so they're gonna spend a ton of money on roses and flowers and stuff. But you know, it is what it is. Well, my girlfriend would probably differ. She would be probably quite mad about that. But anyways, Valentine's event, yeah, I think everybody does it. Every game does it. So going with the flow here is not a bad choice. Valentine's event is pretty cool. I don't know what you could do potentially there. You collect some stuff maybe around the map. I mean, the map is big enough. That would be a good idea. Or you would have to just do some quests basically, since they haven't really added any quests into the game yet, have they? But yeah, I'm just gonna quickly, I just want to double check because I haven't been in the game for a little bit, but yeah, there's no quest tab or anything. Yeah, so yeah, that is pretty cool that they will put that into the game. I wonder when it will drop, but you know, it's very close to Realms as well because they said it's gonna be mid-February. We're already on the 10th, so I would say in the next 7 days maybe it would be due, but I'm not really entirely sure. Anyways, then we have, then you can see it. I mean, you also, oh wait, they actually have, oh, on the 15th, yeah, right. They have Ashen Cliffs, which is the crafting realm. What they mean by that is, I mean, it is realms, right? And sometimes, if you see here in the game, I'm gonna go all the way up here. I know you have a little bit of a smaller window right now, but if you go into the crafting tab right over here and you're gonna add your legendary pants in it, it says that you need these kind of items here that you need to actually craft the better version of those. In this case, it would be the Sabatons of the Woodland Hero, which you can get then in the crafting realms. And how it was said is it is an open world, or kind of like a semi-open world where there's mobs spawning around the world, and you can go out there and actually fight those mobs, and then you're gonna get these crafting materials later on. They're probably gonna have a low drop chance as well, so there will be much more for people to go into. I have to take this. Alright everybody, that was important. It's because of my chronic illness. I will stationary be in a hospital very soon, so okay, so where were we? Ashen Cliffs, yeah, you can create items there, and they will probably have a low drop chance, etc, etc. That will be on the 22nd of February. Okay, so they did push it a little bit because they wanted to do the Valentine's event first. That does make sense. And yeah, you know, you could potentially still, with a little bit of imagination, see that the 22nd is still kind of mid-February. Then they will drop on the 1st of March, Fabled Weapons. For me, I have to see it differently because in Germany here, we have different ways of doing the dates. It's like the 10th, 2nd, 2025, but in like America and stuff, it's like twisted, so I always have to see. So the 3rd, the 1st of the 3rd, that's what it is, the Fabled Weapons. We already have Fabled things in here. You could potentially make a Fabled Amulet, I think I've seen. because they're like kind of bluish and stuff. But I've talked to some beta testers, and they already told me about these fabled items that they were testing on those, so they were ready for quite some time. And then you also have on the 15th the third skill tree. Interesting. Okay, 1 week before Abyss. And Abyss, as far as I know, because I did talk to the owner, he told me that Abyss is going to, well, he didn't tell me, I kind of like, he told me about the Abyss, like he said Abyss something something, and that is going to be a dungeon as far as I believe. That's going to be a new dungeon. There you can see it on the 22nd of March, January, February, March, yes. The second dungeon map itself is nearly finished, but still needs many armor and weapon models. So that is pretty cool. And then you also get the Abyssal Gates Calamity, which is going to be 1 week after Abyss, because once you actually have that thing rolling, right, just adding another difficulty, I think it's just going to be a numbers thing. I'm not entirely sure, because most of the stuff will be that oh no, actually they do add more bosses, right, because Calamity does have more bosses and stuff, right? They have the mini boss, and then you have, yeah, okay, and it also will look a little bit different probably. I think they're gonna go with the same thing as they have done previously. Probably they're gonna just add like the way it looks, like, you know, make it a bit more red and stuff. So yeah, that's a pretty thing. People have already spotted me here. Alright, anyways, so then let's read what he said about this. So, announcement, I have created this update tracker to provide transparency about scheduling plans for future updates. Okay. That's kind of the stuff we almost talked about. Well, a little bit. I had to explain myself a little bit. Anyways, in general, dungeons are estimated to release every 2 months, which is a pretty good thing. I hope it stays in 2 months, because we've seen it with Elemental Dungeons. We've seen it with... I mean, even though Anime Dungeon Fighters is really rocking it currently, it's also with View, especially in the dungeon crawling thingy. Creating these dungeons, you know, Roblox is such a fast platform, and it takes, like, you know, they want weekly big updates, but unless you're like a huge big game studio, it's really difficult to, you know, throw these out on a weekly basis. And I've said it also to the owner before. I've said it, you know, the RPG world is probably the hardest, really the hardest world in making games. And, you know, RPGs, dungeon crawlers, you know, anything that's like connected to loot, leveling, you know, a leveling system, balancing, inventory, the models, and like all of it. It is very, very difficult. This is why every time we see a project like this, we get so passionate about it, because Roblox doesn't really have, you know, enough of these RPG games that are really where people really are able to do these updates. This is why I have said in my previous videos that many games have issues to, you know, get along with that, you know, to still be relevant, even though they need longer for updates. So this update schedule that has been put out here, I don't know, it seems to be too perfect. Honestly, for me personally, it seems to be a little too perfect, because I'm gonna tell you why. The stuff that they're aiming for here is really good stuff. First of all, it's really nice stuff, but accomplishing all of that in that little bit of time is quite remarkable, since I know now how many people actually work on this and everything. You know, it's quite interesting. Anyways, so in general, dungeons are estimated to release every 2 months. It is difficult. With realms staggered between them, that is not easy. That is not easy. That's a huge task. So let's see. I hope for them that this will work out, and I hope for the players out there that this will work out. But this may quicken as we eventually take on more developers, and yeah, that's what we also talked about. you know, making a game like this is difficult. I've known this. I don't know this because I don't thingy. Some people go like, yeah, then shut the hell up. But I've worked with tons of developers. You can follow it on this channel. I talked to many developers. I've been in the development process of Bladus Rebirth. I'm not doing these things, but I can see how much work is put into this on, you know, models, on, you know, just content. Content itself is super difficult. So I know how difficult it is, but I don't know how difficult it is because I'm not a creator in that sort of sense. Anyways, I hope this will give you a little bit of a you know, just a little bit of a picture on what's going to happen for the people who are not on the Discord server. Future looks bright. It looks good. If they will be able to fall through, that is another question of the day. I don't know that. We don't know that yet. But I can tell you that it looks good. The stuff that I'm seeing here looks good. Every update that I've seen so far was good as well. So everything that I've seen is good. So please don't think that I'm super critical about this game. Just passionate, like everybody else out there, okay? So this stuff is really good. Really interested in what they will come up with. Also interested on that Valentine's event, because that is literally 5 days from now. And I'll see you in the next one. Hope you guys enjoyed this little bit of a recap. Anyways, goodbye. Peace.